So let me ask you, Loris, about your project, which is ongoing right now, called the Snorks. Can you, first of all, just describe that briefly, the various stages of that?
The project is called the Snorks, coming from the cartoon, and it's called the Snorks, a concert for creators. So to sum up a bit the project is, I've been working with the MIT Sea Grant College, and I've taken lots of attention about the depths of our ocean, which start with a complete paradox about the fact that we know better the surface of the moon than the depths of our ocean. It means that we have been able to create the technologies to go on the surface of the moon to look at the fact that there is absolutely nothing there, and we don't even know what's going on in the depths of our ocean. And recently, we start developing some technologies to go into the depths. We never go. We just know that the more profound depths is higher than the top of our biggest mountain. But what we've observed is that we have some complete new forms of life, a complete new chain food reproduction system. We've seen that some creatures are able to make photosynthesis in the dark. Some creatures never die. They just like stay they just freeze and reborn. So basically what James Graham Ballard was saying that Earth is the only alien planet, that is true. So I've been looking at this creature and specifically about this idea of bioluminescence, because the conditions are really extreme. It's really cold and absolutely dark. So the creature naturally have created some bioluminescence to lots of purpose. For example, they could squirt a fluid that become bioluminescent 2 seconds after to create a decoy for predators. But they also create some bioluminescence to communicate. And working with the MIT, we just saw that those creatures are responding to frequency. And then it popped up the idea that if we make some sound for those creatures, then we could make them flicker. And to take a shortcut, we decided to organize a concert for those creatures. So the project getting more complex now because it's actually what we've been talking about before. It's lots of different steps. Lots of different.
So can you just tell us quickly what are the 5 steps of this work?
Okay, basically we are making a movie. We're making a film out of this.
Okay.
The first step is when I received the image of the MIT, the first movie of those creatures producing bioluminescence, they were look like underwater fireworks. So it led me to the idea that to make a nice equivalence, I could find some pyrotechnicians that are going to be able to recreate in the sky the bioluminescence that we see in the depths and make a parallel and an equivalence between what we observe in the depths of our ocean and what we could see in the sky. So I worked with Group F and we designed in laboratory a firework that could really look like the creatures. So this is the first step. The second step was to broadcast. So this is the first movie that we shoot. And we broadcast it on Times Square screen, which is maybe the place of publicity, but it's also an electronical fireworks, and it's also flickering everywhere, like the depth. So we shoot this. And then we commissioned a band called Anti-Pop Consortium, which are making abstract hip-hop. And we asked them to make some specific composition and specific lyrics for the creators. And then the idea was to record Anti-Pop Consortium, and with the MIT Sea Grant College, we're going to put the recording into 2 UV lab, 2 submarine, and broadcast the concert to the creatures. And we hope that they're going to respond like they always do. So the whole project is about translation and equivalence, and yeah.
Okay. It makes me think of this Pasolini movie, Uccellacci e Uccellini. You know, when St. Francis tries to communicate with the birds. And he tries with sounds first. And those little birds, they just don't understand what he means. You know, so he spends years like this. And then he understands that he has to communicate with them through the way they just, jump. So he developed a kind of dance, a kind of choreographic language, which makes him able to communicate with the birds. So it's more or less this kind of thing. You start from a gesture, and it's a translating, system that allows you at the end, to find the right position, and that's an interesting equivalence with your next piece.
I mean, I think what's interesting is to the extent that there's an origin, it's the fish themselves, right? And then it's also the end point of the work. I mean, you begin and end with the fish. Actually,
there's lots of uncertainty in the project, and I'm not sure that it starts with the fishes. It start with the fishes. It start with the video that was striking, and those scientists that were starting to talk about underwater fireworks and those beautiful images. So I don't know yet what's going to be the end, if there's an happy ending of this project, because we don't know yet how the creators are going to react.
I mean, you actually write in your press for this piece, you write, this is where, talking about the final video, this is where the project will be reached, realized, rewarded, or maybe it won't.
Yes, exactly.
How would you feel if it isn't reached or realized?
I don't know. I think that's really part of the project. It's like what Nicolas is talking about also in the Radicant. It's like a journey. We're making experiments, working with scientists. We're going to go in this bay in Hawaii, launching the submarine, and we hope to have a response of this creature called the diatoms. But the failure is part of the project as well. If it fails, it's still the project.